The board is offering 2 opportunities to hear testimony from the public regarding these recommendations. Tonight is the first COMAR hearing. The next opportunity is scheduled for Thursday, January the 9th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. If you would like to sign up to speak for this hearing, please visit City Schools website at, if everyone could please mute. Thank you. Please visit the City School website at www.baltimorecityschools.org for more information. I want to thank the community for coming out and testifying. We will start tonight's hearing with a recap presentation from Ms. Angela Alvarez, followed by public testimony. Please keep your phones muted and videos off until it is your time to testify, or you may be muted or removed from this call. I will now read roll call of the board to identify who is on the call. Please identify yourself first before speaking for the record. Commissioner Ames Messenger.
Ames Messenger present.
Commissioner Coy.
Commissioner Coy present.
Commissioner Esposito. Commissioner Kenyatta Bay. Commissioner
Mohammed present.
Commissioner Redding Lallinger.
Redding Lallinger present.
Commissioner Rooks.
Commissioner
Commissioner
Esposito
Slater.
present.
Thank you. Commissioner Slater Harrington. And I am present. Thank you. I will now turn it over to Ms. Alvarez for the presentation.
Thank you. Good evening, Board of School Commissioners and Board Chair Parker, and welcome to our community. I'm going to be very brief, as this meeting is designed to hear from the community. So just a couple of quick reminders. So we are in our annual review process. It considers a variety of factors: academic performance and programming, climate indicators and supports, access, quality, and distribution of school programming, school enrollment and school size, building utilization and condition, actions necessary for the 21st century buildings plan, and the operator renewal process. So tonight we're having our first COMAR hearing for traditional schools with recommendations for closure. That's tonight, and then we'll have a second hearing on January 9th. I know we have members of our charter community also joining us tonight. We expect the board to vote on all of the recommendations.
Angela, you're muted. Yeah, I think it happened by accident.
Was I muted the whole time?
No, just the last thing you said. We heard everything else.
Okay. Oh, okay. Don't know how that happened. Okay. So the traditional school with a recommendation for closure and mergers, Edgewood Elementary, the recommendation is to combine it with the Gwynns Falls Elementary School and a smaller portion being rezoned to Windsor Hills, and then to geographically split the zone between Gwynns Falls and Windsor Hills, and then the surplus the facility back to the city of Baltimore for 2025. And so with that, I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna come back to this at the end.
All right, thank you. I'll now turn it over to Board Executive Dr. Jennifer Judkins to begin us with the public comment.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Good evening, everyone. The board will now receive public comment for this evening. Please note that members of the public who have signed up to provide comment will have 3 minutes to speak. We have a lot of people tonight, so please stay to the 3 minutes. I will give you a warning. Additionally, if it appears that a group is sending form letters or duplicate written testimony, I will summarize the contents of those letters to share. If there are members of the public who did not sign up in advance but still wish to provide public comment, we're pretty full, but you could try to email Lindsay Anderson now at leanderson, ANDERSON, at bcps.k12.md.us. with the following information: your name, address, email, address, telephone, school, civic, or community affiliation, an agenda topic. We will allow these comments only if we have some time at the end. And the first person that we have signed up, just a moment, will be commenting live. And it is Valerie Purdie, Southwest Baltimore Charter School. And Valerie, when you're ready, go ahead and unmute, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Good evening, members of the board and fellow community members. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. My name is Valerie Purdie. I'm a pre-K special ed paraeducator at Southwest Baltimore Charter School. I am here on behalf of our community to ask you to reconsider the recommendation to close SBCS. I've been told that I should speak about data tonight, and frankly, I don't think that just some numbers on paper could give you the full picture of our students. However, I would like to share with you some data that I think matters deeply. 365, the number of students that will be displaced should SBCS close. Last year, over 200 of those students participated in at least one of 26 after-school programs, a number that is on track to increase this school year. 100 additional students attend after-school programming at the Carroll Park Rec Center that recently opened next door to SBCS, a rec center that the city spent $3.5 million building, by the way. In case you weren't following there, that's over 300 SBCS students out of 365 engaging in meaningful after-school programming. 70, the number of staff members displaced should SBCS close. As an educator, I'm a mosaic of all the little things that I've borrowed, well, stolen, from the remarkable educators I've been surrounded by at SBCS. Every strategy, every kind word, every creative idea that I've seen spark joy or understanding in a student, I've taken those and I've woven them into my own practice. This school has shaped me, not just as a professional, but as a person, because it's more than just a building. It's a place where collaboration and inspiration thrive. I've watched my colleagues give students not just knowledge, but confidence, a sense of belonging, and hope. 33, the number of days you have until you make your decision. As that student government advisor, I stood in front of my students this year and told them that they could make a difference and their voices mattered. But today, their voices are begging you to keep their school open. They're asking you, the people with the power to make this decision, to see the value in what we've built here together. And now I find myself wondering, how can I look these students in the eyes and tell them that their voices matter if they aren't heard during one of the most critical and impactful moments of their young lives? They're counting on you to listen, to act, to show them that when they stand up for something that they believe in, they can make a difference. I'm asking you not only as an educator, but as someone who believes in the power of these students. Don't let their voices fall on deaf ears. Show them that their efforts, their courage, and their belief in this school have meaning. Because if we tell them now that they don't matter, what lesson are we teaching them about the world they're stepping into? Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Our next public comment is going to be an email read. This is from Claire Gilmore, a Creative City parent and teacher. Give me just a moment. My name is Claire Gilmore, and I'm a teacher and parent at Creative City Public Charter School. I apologize, that was her timer. And I'm a parent and teacher at Creative City Public Charter. As both a teacher and parent at this charter school, I firmly believe the school's charter should be renewed. The school's value extends far beyond its academic offerings, its community. It's a community where students are encouraged to grow, not just as learners, but as active, engaged citizens and compassionate individuals. From a parent's perspective, the sense of community at CCPCS is unmatched. My child has flourished here, not only because of the creative and dynamic curriculum, but because of the strong, supportive environment where they feel like they truly belong. The staff at CCPCS goes above and beyond to foster a sense of family where every student is valued and every voice is heard. This sense of belonging is crucial to their personal development and success, helping them to build confidence and a love for learning that will carry them far beyond the classroom. As a teacher, I witnessed firsthand the way students at CCPCS are encouraged to be free thinkers and problem solvers. They're not just taught facts, they're taught how to think critically, explore their passions, and engage with the world around them in meaningful ways. The school's focus on creativity and active citizenship empowers students to view themselves as part of a larger community that values individuality and collaboration. My child and many others deserve the opportunity to continue their growth in this nurturing, innovative environment. Removing the charter would deprive them of the time and space they need to fully develop their potential. By renewing CCPCS's charter, we are giving these bright, open-minded young people the chance to continue thriving and contributing to our community in meaningful ways. And then our next public comment is from Eric Begley, SWBCS parent, and this will also be an email. Good afternoon. My name is Eric Bagley. Dear Board of School Commissioners, I'm truly disappointed in the school system that you would close down Southwest Baltimore Charter School just to overpopulate the other public schools here in Baltimore City. Then when the statistics go up about Baltimore's dropout rate increasing, you can look back on this moment and realize you could have saved a school and our children. I feel that you don't care about the increased dropout rates and the mental health issues that happen to youth from switching schools. You're forcing them from a community school where they care for the students and families to another school where they're going to have to fight and eventually hate the school. And then you board people will be on the news with the mayor of Baltimore giving some excuse why there's violence in the school system. You are to blame for your actions. Closing down schools and overpopulating other schools is leading to teachers quitting. But yet, because you guys have the means to send your children and grandchildren to private schools, you don't care. Please don't be on the news fake crying. I will end with a quote from Utopia by Sir Thomas More. For if you suffer your people to be ill-educated and their manners to be corrupted by their infancy, and then punish them for those crimes to which their first education deposed them, what else is to be concluded from this, but that you first make thieves and then punish them? From Eric Bagley. Our next public comment will be from Ashley Thompson, a SWBCS parent, and this will be a video. And Tanisha, just let us know if that video is able to play. I know we were struggling a bit earlier.
Yes, it is. I am about to pull it up
You're
now.
good?
Thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
I'm good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Thompson. I am a mother of four current rising Southwest Baltimore Charter students. One is in pre-K, first, third, and fifth grade. My son transferred from Stewart Hill actually to SBCS during the pandemic. So his first grade year was virtual. And during that time, with like so much uncertainty, our school did something extraordinary. When the world felt disconnected, our educators created a lifeline of consistency and care for my kids. My son had Miss Sayers, who was one of the really awesome EL teachers that we have here. And I think of her, I think of Mr. DJ. They didn't just teach online, they connected. They learned our children's names, understood their individual needs, and maintained human connection with everything else that felt fragmented during that time. Since then, we've gone through a lot of changes as a school community, from changes in leadership, sudden loss of a staff member, God rest her soul. But what I do know is that we know how to bounce back. And our current principal and executive director, they've only, just started their second year here. And things really do feel like they're in an upward trajectory. In just 1 year, our leadership has rebuilt trust between parents and teachers, created innovative learning opportunities, revived expeditionary learning partnerships, and forged a path towards certification, developed targeted support strategies, and establish a robust after-school program. And these are with connections of communities, organizations and people in the area. We are more than our test scores. That's honestly what I want to say. Our school cultivates our core values: empathy, autonomy, integrity, quality, perseverance, and responsibility. These aren't just words. They aren't just a chant. They're lived experiences that help children take ownership of their education. Just 5 blocks away, Stewart Hill Academic Academy was closed last year, and we welcome, some of their students, providing continuity and hope. Closing SBCS would displace nearly 400 students, and including special needs children who rely on our specialized support and inclusive environment. We are a critical education resource, especially for students bused across the city. We've seen positive changes, and please don't knock the wind out of us now. Give us the opportunity to prove it. The school's community-driven approach to education is really something special. And if you don't believe it, just come see, come visit, come check it out. Spend more than a couple hours, in interview questions. I think it's worth more than that. So anyway, I believe our 20-year story isn't over. I believe we're just getting started. Please reconsider. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next public comment is from Sierra Alston, a Southwest Baltimore Charter School parent. My name is Sierra Alston. I am the proud parent of a third grader who attends Southwest Baltimore Charter School since kindergarten. The school is not just an educational institution. It is a family, a vital part of our community, and a place where children who may struggle in large school settings can truly thrive. The small class sizes and nurturing environment give our children the personalized attention they need to succeed academically, socially, and emotionally. When my son learned the school might close, he was devastated. He wasn't just thinking about losing a classroom, he was thinking about losing friendships, supportive teachers, and the sense of belonging this school has provided. Seeing his tears broke my heart as a parent. Southwest Baltimore Charter School is more than just academics. It's about community. The teachers mentor, listen, and support our children with unmatched dedication. The school offers festivals, after-school programs, and opportunities many of our children wouldn't have elsewhere, enriching their lives far beyond the classroom. Closing the school will take away a safe, nurturing space for our children and a cornerstone of our community. While we understand challenges exist, we are ready to work together to ensure this school continues to serve our families. I urge you, on behalf of my child and our community, to keep Southwest Baltimore Charter School open. Our children deserve this chance to thrive. Thank you. Our next public comment is from Liz Simon Higgs, Southwest Baltimore Charter School parent. When you're ready, go ahead and unmute and you'll have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Board of School Commissioners. My name is Liz Simon Higgs, and I've been a teacher and parent in city schools for many years, since roughly 2005. And our older son, well, both of our kids went to Southwest. Our older son was there for 6 years. I've had kids in, public, private, and charter schools. I'm not highly ideological, but I do want to tell you a story about an outstanding school, and that is Southwest Baltimore Charter. Our son Daniel is on the autism spectrum, and he was in pre-K at our neighborhood school. And IEP meetings there were like adversarial. The team was really slow walking everything, really like putting obstacles in the way of his education. And so we looked around at other places. We visited SBCS, and one of the first things that jumped out to me was that the kindergartners start their day playing outside, and they play outside again at lunch, and they have another opportunity to play outside. And this felt so developmentally appropriate and socially healthy for kindergartners. So for that and other reasons, we ended up at Southwest Baltimore Charter. And, the thing that really stood out to me most as a parent. I'm sorry? Can you hear me?
We got to have a talk with Fredo.
I'm going to continue. So at SBCS, the IEP team meetings felt completely different. Everybody was collaborative. Everybody observed Daniel's strengths. They observed his needs, and we worked together as a team to figure out what was going to be the best approach for his education and his needs, socially and academically. He even was elected class president in 4th grade, like my little son on the autism spectrum, which is amazing. And I love that kids of all types are seen for their strengths and their responsibilities and like lifted up as leaders in whatever way they can be. This does not happen in every school. It does not happen in every city school. SBCS is an amazing place. As you probably know, it's also an expeditionary learning school. I taught at Crossroads, which is also an EL school. And it's really about the whole kid and the whole kid in the world and taking responsibility for each other. SBACS, has a model, we're all crew. And right, it's like everybody has to pitch in, everyone has to lead in their own way, everyone has to follow. It's such a rich community of families, of teachers. I was so glad to hear Ms. Ashley lift up so many of the folks that made it a special place for Daniel and make it a special place for every student who's there. It's not a run-of-the-mill school. And as Ms. Thompson lifted up, they've had leadership transitions and everyone knows that those can be tough. They'll get through it and they'll continue shining, and they shine currently. If you go to like presentations of learning for the 8th graders, I went
Thank you
back
so
last
much.
year.
That is
Thank
actually
you.
time. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. Appreciate that. Our next public comment is from Abigail Breeseth, Chair, Southwest Partnership Education Committee, and this will be a video.
Dr. Judkins, we can't hear the audio.
Thank you.
Yes, Tanisha's running this, so I'm sure she's restarting.
Thank you so much, Tanisha. Sorry.
Good evening. My name is Abigail Breeseth, and I am here to talk to the school board again about opposing the closure of a school in our community. We oppose the closure of Samuel F.B. Morse in 2018. We oppose the closure of Stewart Hill in 2022, and we now oppose the closure of Southwest Baltimore Charter School in 2024. Why you're closing 6 schools in our community, 3 schools in our community in 6 years, it's starting to feel personal, and we don't know why the school system is targeting our community like this, especially because this is one of the parts of the city that is growing. We are gaining population. We are a center for immigration growth, and our schools are full, and we should be creating seats and not reducing the space in this neighborhood. Our neighborhood schools are at something like 120%, 91%, 110%. That's 3 different schools. Capacity. The city has impact investment zones here. They are concentrating development here. The new rec center that opened right next door to Southwest Baltimore Charter School, which the charter school was such an important partner in getting that to the table. It's playing a really crucial role as an anchor in our community. The coordination with the city and the school system just does not seem to be there. Not only as evidenced by the rec center in particular, but the fact that there's been no rezoning of all of our schools since the 90s. So for the system and the city to be coordinating better so that one hand knows what the other hand is doing, and we're not sabotaging the efforts of the city and the neighbors to develop and raise up our communities, instead of undercutting them by continually closing schools in our communities, would be great. Especially because the board passed a motion on January 25th, 2022, which said a targeted portfolio strategy shall be provided to the board that addresses but is not limited to the following: school enrollment and utilization, school community rezoning, time and projected impacts on communities, age or condition of facilities, and financial considerations, as well as the composition of the district's portfolio of schools prior to any additional portfolio recommendations coming to this board. I understand portfolio recommendations to mean closing schools. So we'd like to see that before you close any more schools, and because you all passed that motion unanimously, we would think that you would too. We hope you will help us wrap our arms around our kids and raise up our communities and welcome more families in instead of tearing them down and pushing them away. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next public comment will be from Ashley Gordy, a Creative City parent, and this will be an email read. Members of the board, my name is Ashley Gordy, and I'm speaking to you as a parent and former teacher of Creative City and a deeply concerned citizen. I strongly urge you to reconsider the recommendation to close this school. Creative City is more than a school. It's a community where children discover who they are and what they can achieve. Although I no longer teach here, I chose to send my son because it fosters creativity, confidence, and a love of learning. I plan to enroll my daughter next fall. Creative City integrates the arts into every aspect of education, a value that aligns perfectly with this board's initiative to bring more arts education into our schools. Closing this school would send a contradictory and damaging message about our commitment to the arts and its proven impact on student engagement and achievement. Our students excel by writing plays featured at the Young Playwrights Festival and creating artwork celebrated by this very board. These experiences teach them their voices and stories matter. We know some students struggle with assessments, but they achieve milestones beyond standardized metrics that reflect their growth as creative, capable individuals. Baltimore desperately needs artists. We can foster future artists and commit to improving their academic achievement. At Creative City, students flourish beyond the numbers. It's a nurturing environment that prepares children to see Baltimore and themselves differently. Stand with us to keep Creative City open. Our children deserve this unique and transformative space. Thank you, Ashley Gordy. And our next public comment is from Laura Dykes, Southwest Baltimore Charter School. This will also be an email. On behalf of the Hollins Roadhouse Neighborhood Association, I'm writing to express our strong opposition to the proposed closing of Southwest Baltimore Charter School. Closing the school would disrupt the education of many students and widen the gap in accessible, quality education within our community. Test scores can be subjective, and attendance counts on a random day might not fully reflect the school's impact. Southwest Baltimore Charter School is a community school with strong community involvement. Closing it would be a gut-wrenching blow to the surrounding community, affecting the success of the newly opened Carroll Park Recreation Center and the vibrancy of our neighborhoods. During the Hollins Roadhouse Association meeting on December 11th, several neighbors shared their concerns about the potential closure. One neighbor recounted the pain they experienced when their own school was closed and expressed concern about the disruptive trauma that closing Southwest Baltimore Charter School would have on current students. Another neighbor was impressed by a kindergarten class learning about running a business at a local restaurant, showcasing the school's strong community involvement. Additionally, Southwest Baltimore Charter School attracts families to our neighborhood, bolstering community growth and stability. Access to a quality school is a significant factor for families when choosing where to live. By maintaining the school, we support local real estate values and foster a thriving community that is attractive to potential residents. The recent opening of the Carroll Park Recreation Center has been a positive addition to our neighborhood. The students at Southwest Baltimore Charter School also benefit greatly from the newly opened Carroll Park Recreation Center. This facility offers additional space for extracurricular activities, physical education, and community engagement, enhancing the overall educational experience. The collaboration between the school and the recreation center is a model of how educational and recreational resources can work together to support our youth. Furthermore, there are significant public safety concerns associated with the potential closure. A vacant building poses numerous dangers, including attracting vandalism, squatting, and other illegal activities. The presence of an active school helps maintain oversight and community engagement, deterring such activities. Closing Southwest Baltimore Charter School would likely result in the building becoming an eyesore and a liability, negatively impacting the safety and aesthetics of our neighborhood. We urge you to reconsider the decision to close Southwest Baltimore Charter School and to explore alternative solutions that would allow both the school and the Carroll Park Recreation Center to coexist and continue serving our community. The preservation of our educational institutions is paramount to the future success and safety of our neighborhood. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Laura Dykes. Next public comment is from Clinton Malacote, Creative City parent. So be commenting live. When you're ready, you can unmute and you'll have 3 minutes.
Hi. Just 1 second. This is Clinton R. Malico. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3.
Loud and clear.
Okay. My son and I are 6-year survivors of domestic violence. We were homeless and lived in a Ford Ranger for 2 years and with no answer to our problems. And then we lost our dog and cat and everything in Stone Lake apartment fire, 46227. And I have never in my life ever felt like any place but a vehicle was home to me. I traveled 10 hours to get here to start a new life with my 6-year-old son, and we have flourished. I'm a volunteer at Hope Center Church and a volunteer here, and we've done exceptionally well here. And I had a dream team of social workers in Indianapolis, the top ranked ones, because we had a severe domestic violence thing that we are in history books in Indianapolis with. And when I got here, every one of the staff members here at Creative City Charter School are the most incredible people with the maximum energy, effort, and bonds with these children that I have ever seen in my whole life, to where I feel like this is like being at grandma's house to me. I feel at home here. My son does. And we love this place. And it's because you couldn't put all your best teachers up against this staff pieced together from 20 different schools to put in the heart of what these staff members here do at Creative City Charter School. I've watched them individually and they all wow me, and I'm very hard to wow. And Miss Mathena, she is very high energy. She's the principal here, and she has a close connection to all her students, to where it would be like every one of them lost a mother if this school don't open next year. They have 2 over after school programs, Tawanda Rec Center, plus here, and they are very helpful and adequate to help single parents like me, to where they can get jobs and provide without having to worry about losing their children, and provide. This place is one of the most incredible things I've ever experienced in my life. And I have been around and seen a lot of great things. And this is one of the greatest put together staff teams that I've ever seen, and not comparable or replaceable to none. And that's all I have to say. And this is Creative City Charter School, and this place is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next public comment is from Amy Harmon Darrow, Creative City founder and former parent. She'll be commenting live. So when you're ready, Ms. Harmon Darrow, go ahead and unmute. You'll have 3 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Amy Harmon Darrow. I'm a parent founder of Creative City Public Charter School. Both of my children attended Creative City from K through 5. My oldest is a junior at Baltimore City College, and my youngest just started middle school at Mount Royal Elementary Middle. Not only am I a founder, but I just finished serving 2 terms on the board of directors. During that time, I served in the position of treasurer, president, and secretary. I've also served on the finance, facilities, and outreach committees. Of course, I'm here to encourage you to renew Creative City's charter, but my testimony today will speak specifically to the financial management and governance of Creative City, for which we were given a developing rating. I strongly dispute this rating for the following reasons. Even before Creative City opened its doors to students over 10 years ago, our financial management systems were strong. We secured 2 construction loans in our first contract term that totaled approximately $500,000. We paid those off and maintained the required debt service ratio. Since that time, we have always maintained a healthy cash on hand balance that would support at least 6 months of daily operating costs. Our budgeting process is open and transparent. We have consistently received the same feedback from our community to prioritize small class sizes and provide the full complement of resource classes such as music, art, and physical education. When schools reopened after COVID, enrollment was down across the district and in our school. We cut as much of our budget as possible without sacrificing our community's priorities. and we made very deliberate decisions to support our budget with one-time investments from our cash reserves. The use of cash reserves was planned to support our mission and never compromised our strong cash position. Last year, we had a transition in the ED role. Our longtime bookkeeper left at the same time. We moved very quickly to contract with EdOps for financial management services. But because of the transition in both critical positions, we had findings in that audit. Because we acted quickly, though, those findings will not be repeated. The board also adopted additional financial management policies to further strengthen internal controls. None of our costs have ever been questioned. We've never been cited for waste or fraud. Regarding governance, our board has consisted of parents, faculty, and staff, as outlined in our bylaws. Over the past several years, we have increased board capacity. Since our last renewal, we maintain a schedule of required reports on academic achievement and climate to be provided at monthly board meetings. We also had professionally facilitated board training last August that resulted in a board work plan for this school year. In my professional life, I audit agencies and programs that receive federal funding and brought that experience to my board service. I've seen my share of nonprofits with poor financial management, and Creative City is not one of those. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Our next public comment is from Kate Ori Klein, Creative City parent. This will be an email to be read. Sorry, that was her time. My son is a first grader at Creative City Public Charter School, a school our family chose for its progressive values, small class sizes, focus on the arts, and dedication to Baltimore City. Despite a 20-minute commute, we're thrilled with this decision and hope he continues through 5th grade. Creative City provides a warm, inclusive environment thanks to its committed teachers and administration, many of whom have their own children enrolled. With ties to the Baltimore Peace Movement and a focus on community engagement, the school fosters growth beyond academics. In kindergarten and 1st grade, my son has engaged in projects that nurture leadership, creativity, and civic responsibility. He's grown into a confident, curious learner. He is excited to go to school every single day. Creative City's impact extends beyond its students. It also plays a huge role in the revitalization of Park Heights, which was designated as a Baltimore Main Street district earlier this year. The community is looking forward to city-funded projects such as the completion of the Towanda Recreation Center's Aquatic Center and the future Park Heights branch of the Enoch Pratt Free Library. Closing the school would deprive this blossoming community of vital food pantry resources, weekend activities, and partnerships essential to the community. Creative City is more than a school. It's a beacon of hope, opportunity, and support for families. Its loss would be devastating to the children and the neighborhood. It so vibrantly serves. Thank you for your time. Our next public comment. I guess I have to move. There we go. Is from Tashonda Dunaway. My son has attended Southwest Baltimore Charter School since pre-K. He's currently in the 4th grade. The first few years were pretty good. The curriculum seemed well-rounded and the staff created a supportive and safe learning environment for all students. The administrators and directors of the school were more involved with parents and students academically and socially. The last few years has not been so good at all. My child is barely learning in school. They have 31 students in my child's class with just one teacher. Staff are mistreating and showing favoritism amongst students. Fights are occurring just about every day at the school. Bullying is a major problem at the school. Staff knows and don't make parents aware and try to resolve the matters. The current administrative practices are not meeting the necessary standards. I think that the school needs a complete turnaround. There's a possibility that things can get better if qualified people were in charge. Thank you. Our next public comment is from Diamond Steely, Southwest Baltimore Charter School parent, PTO president, and this will be a video.
My name is Diamond Staley, and today I will be reading a letter that I addressed to the school board about the potential closure of Southwest Baltimore Charter School. Hello, as I mentioned, my name is Diamond Staley. I am proud to be a part of the Southwest Baltimore Charter School community. I'm here today as a parent, PTO president, and advocate for the hundreds of students and families who rely on SBCS every day. The recent news about the potential closure of our school has been difficult for all of us. SBCS has been a vital part of this community for years, providing not just education, but a safe, supportive environment where children can grow academically, socially, and emotionally. For many families, including those with children who have IEPs and 504 plans, SBCS isn't just a choice, it's a necessity. Our staff and educators are uniquely dedicated to meeting every child where they are and helping them thrive. It's this personalized attention and commitment that have made SBCS a trusted partner for parents and a place where students feel valued and supported. I understand that decisions about school closures are not made lightly, but I urge the board to consider the far-reaching impact this will have. Displacing students from a school that understands and meets their needs is not only disruptive, but risks setting them back academically and emotionally. To the community, I ask for your support. SBCS has been a cornerstone of this neighborhood, and its closure will leave a gap that no other school can easily fill. I encourage everyone here to speak, share your experiences, and advocate for keeping SBCS open. To the school board, I ask for partnership. Let's work together to find solutions that address challenges while preserving the opportunities SBCS provides for students and families. There's a way forward that doesn't involve closing this essential institution, and we are ready to collaborate to make that happen. SBCS is more than just a school. It's a place where students find their voice, families find support, and community comes together. Let's not lose that. Let's fight to ensure that SBCS can continue serving the children and families who depend on it. Thank you for your time and considering what's truly at stake here. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next public comment is from Farah McGowan, Southwest Baltimore Charter School student, commenting live. Farah, when you're ready, you can unmute and you'll have 3 minutes. Is Farah McGowan here?
Yeah, she's present. 1 second.
Okay, no problem.
I am Farah McGowan, and I used to attend Stewart Hill and Creative City Public Charter School. As a 7th grader here, attended Southwest Baltimore Charter School, SBCS. After hearing this news at our school made me feel sad. Ooh. People at the school here at SBCS has been here for years. SBCS focuses how we can be better people, work together as a team, and show respect for our teachers. This school makes me feel comfortable because I feel comfortable talking to other teachers and teachers here at SBCS. The board meeting of Baltimore City Public Charter Schools should not vote to close Southwest for 2 reasons. First, SBCS should not close because our students have developed something that is called crew. Crew members have crew leaders, and we also have crew Fridays. Crew is together as a team and crew leaders and a staff member. It's to important conversations how students feel and what choices they make. Second, SBCS has made a big improvement throughout these 2 years. Teachers make sure we have these students and what they need to do what they worked. And furthermore, students at Southwest don't grow up to be bad influences. They have coach classes and what they have professional development and students showing leadership and responsibility by making letters to the school district. Student government has been on the radio. That's how badly we want our school to stay open. Sincerely, Farah McGowan.
Good job. Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right, our next public comment is from Stephanie Crossland, Southwest Baltimore Charter School. Commenting live. When you're ready, you can come off mute and you'll have 3 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie Crosland, and I am speaking on behalf of Southwest Baltimore Charter School. My husband and I have two sons that attended SBCS K through 8th grade. Our oldest son went on to Bard High School, early college, and graduated with his AA degree in addition to his high school diploma. He is currently a sophomore at a four-year university. Our middle son is a junior at Baltimore School for the Arts studying film and photography. And our youngest son is currently a thriving first grader at SBCS. As a parent, I have seen firsthand how SBCS has positively impacted my children's lives. It's more than just a school, it's a community that has nurtured their academic growth while teaching them essential life skills. The supportive environment at SBCS has built their confidence, shaped their character, and allowed them to thrive as their authentic selves. This school has been instrumental in preparing them for the future, and its closure would be a significant loss to the students' families and the community that it serves. In closing, I want to emphasize that it has taken 20 invaluable years to cultivate the strong and supportive community within our school. While we face challenges, including leadership transitions and the lasting impact of COVID, we persevered and are finding our stride. We are asking to be granted the grace and time that we need to continue this progress. Our journey of improvement cannot continue if our school no longer exists. Please allow us the opportunity to build on the foundation we worked so hard to create. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Our next public comment is Cyrus Crosland, commenting live. You'll have 3 minutes.
All right, can you guys see me, hear me, anything? Okay, it's down a little bit.
Yes.
All right, may I start? Let me begin.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, my name is Cyrus Crosland. I'm a 11th grade student at Baltimore School for the Arts. Attended SBCS from kindergarten to 8th grade from 2013 to 2022. I've studied about everything from the early 2010s to the early 2020s. I was there throughout the logo change, throughout COVID, throughout everything. So I've seen the school evolve in many different ways, as far as management and students as well. So, and this is really what I have to say. I'm gonna pull up my notes here so I can show you what I wrote down. All right. Firstly, I am a good student. I'm a pretty decent student. I would say so myself, and I've achieved a lot. However, I believe that I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for SBCS. Not long ago, I was a struggling student academically and socially as well. I was very shy. I had a lot of anxiety, and I was younger, and I couldn't really perform well in the classroom. But I was grateful, and I'm very blessed to have teachers who cared about me, such as Mr. Rodrigo and Miss Bernanke, who were always there to help me out. And even though I was a very stubborn kid, I was always nurtured and cared for in a way that I haven't even seen at BSA, which is supposed to be I guess, the best school you can go to as far as support, because they come from all different, I guess, backgrounds and everything like that. However, I've never felt more safe and more at home at SBCS. Developed as a person, and I've shown a great improvement in character as well as academics. On my hoodie, you can see autonomy, integrity, perseverance, quality, responsibility. These house scholarships are instilled in you from kindergarten to 8th grade, have us to also live by as well. And we are instructed to do this to complete these house scholarships to become leaders, ready to navigate our world. We are a school that is built on the idea of sending kids into the world to navigate it, to overcome the struggles that they face, to be a system that is not designed for them to fail. That is why SBCS is such a great school. That is why I truly do not approve of the idea of closing it. I think it would be a massive loss for the community and for the school system as a whole, and you will essentially be hurting many kids if you do this. That is mine. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And our next public comment is Christopher Hawkins Sr., Creative City parent, commenting live. Can unmute and you'll have 3 minutes.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
All right, can you see me? There we go. All right, here we go. All right, good evening, members of Baltimore City School District Commissioners and community leaders. My name is Christopher Hawkins. I'm a proud parent of a 3rd grader at Creative City Public Charter School, as well as a board member and active participant in the School Village Association. Although I've only had blessed opportunity to be part of this committee since the beginning of the school year, I can already see how deeply Creative City has impacted not only my son, but the community at large. And mainly the reason that I have now devoted a lot of my time, talent, and treasure to this school. Creative City is more than an educational institution. It is a lifeline for our children and families. My son wakes up every morning excited to get to school. He wants to arrive early, and if I pick him up early, he gets visibly upset because he doesn't want to miss a single moment of the experience that this school provides. This is how much he loves Creative City. Since joining the school, I've seen incredible growth in my son. His social and emotional intelligence has blossomed, his peer relations have strengthened, and his confidence has soared. He has improved in reading, writing, and communication in ways that make me proud every single day. Creative City has given him the tools to excel not just academically, but also as a kind, thoughtful, and empowered young person. This is what makes Creative City so special. It's not just a school, it is a nurturing environment where children thrive, families feel supported, and there is a strong sense of community. I urge you to consider the following reasons why Creative City must remain open. The positive impact on students. Creative City fosters academic excellence while focusing on social, emotional learning and peer relationships, which are critical for holistic development. A community-centered approach. Creative City's role extends beyond education and connects families, neighbors, and educators in ways that strengthen the entire Park Heights community. A unique and replaceable learning experience. The school's creative, inclusive curriculum empowers students to think critically, express themselves, and build confidence in their abilities. The decision to close Creative City would take away not only a school, but also a beacon of hope for children like my son. It will be a loss felt deeply throughout the Park Heights community and beyond. We ask for your partnership in preserving this vital resource for Baltimore families. Together, we can ensure that Creative City continues to serve as a place where children grow, thrive, and build futures. Thank you for listening to our voices and for your commitment to supporting Baltimore students and families.
Thank you very much. Our next public comment is from Roxanne Arnold, Southwest Baltimore Charter School student, commenting live. When you're ready, you can come off mute and you'll have 3 minutes.
Okay. Dear Board of School Commissioners, my name is Roxanne and I'm a current 8th grade student here at Southwest Baltimore Charter School. I have been a student at SPCS since I was in 2nd grade. Throughout my time here, I formed many friendships and lost a few. This school has played a huge role in teaching me how to treat others with kindness and respect. However, it has also shown me the importance of self-respect and self-care. The most important experience I cherish is the crew class, which is something that many schools do not offer. SPCS feels like a family to me. The thought of it closing down is infuriating. It would be heartbreaking to see SPCS end. I build relationships with classmates and teachers, incredibly important to me, and many others feel the same way. If the school were to shut down, it would affect the students, families, and staff who have dedicated their time and effort to make a healthy environment. I urge you to consider the impact that closing down SPCS would have on everyone involved. Many families would have to search for new schools, which can be a stressful process. The staff members would need to look for a new job, which could be difficult in today's society. This school has been a home for many of years to many of us. Please think about all the memories and lessons we have shared here before making any decisions about the future of SPCS. Thanks for listening.
Oh, I was trying to come.
Thank you. Our next public comment is from Angel McCumbo, Southwest Baltimore student, commenting live. You can come off mute and you'll have 3 minutes.
Dear Board of School Commissioners, hello, my name is Angel McCumbo. I have been a student at Southwest Baltimore Charter School since kindergarten. SBCS has been more than just a school to me. It's been a second home. Throughout my time here, I've had incredible experiences that have shaped me into the person I am today. From exciting school programs to supportive classrooms, SBCS has given me the tools to grow, learn, and thrive. These I-ready scores do not define us students. We are responsible, intelligent, and resilient. First, SBCS should not close because it's an essential part of the community. Parents have chosen the school for their children multiple times because SBCS radiates greatness, from the teachers to the curriculum. This school has taught me invaluable life lessons. I've learned the importance of perseverance and kindness. These lessons have not only helped me in the classroom, but will guide me throughout my life. SBCS has also given me a family. The friendships I've made here are lifelong, and the teachers and staff have been like mentors and role models to me. People like Mr. Williams, our humanities teacher, Mr. McGill, our ELA teacher, and Ms. Sanders, our art teacher, have inspired and supported me in ways I will never forget. This school is a cornerstone to our community. It helps students dream big, overcome challenges, and succeed. Please help us keep SBCS open so future students can experience the same support, encouragement, and opportunities I've had. Thank you for listening. And check out the Baltimore Banner.
Oh, there you go.
Because I'm on there.
Thank you. Give me just a minute. Okay, our next public comment is from Gabrielle Samuels, and this will be an email that'll be read. Good afternoon. I hope all is well. I do not like the idea of Edgewood Elementary going to Gwynn Falls Elementary. I have kids that currently go to Gwynn Falls. It's overly populated over there as it is. Why would you want to add more kids into the mix? The teachers and staff go through enough. Then you guys want to be inconsiderate and tell them, yeah, we're going to add more kids into the mix. You guys didn't I think, ask for their opinion. You guys didn't ask if it was okay or not. You guys thought putting students into Gwynn Falls Elementary and Windsor Hills Elementary would solve whatever issue Edgewood had, and it's not. They don't get paid enough for that. Start from scratch with the teachers and staff members at Edgewood instead of shutting it down. And our next public comment is from Erica Brockman, Southwest Baltimore Charter School founder, and this will be a video.
Dr. Judkins, we couldn't get the video to play. So is Erica in the Teams right now? Erica, if you're in the Teams, would you mind sharing your testimony live or playing your video from your device? And if not, maybe we can come back to her. I've reached out a couple times, so I'm trying to get her to resend it.
Okay, that sounds good. We can go to the next one. Okay, our next public comment will be from Zaina Lane, Southwest Baltimore student, commenting live. When you're ready, you can come off mute. You have 3 minutes. And one more time, that was Zaina Lane. Are you? Okay.
Zaina is here, but she said she submitted a video. Was that not attached in that email?
It says commenting live. Let's check. I do not have a
Give me
video.
1 second.
Lindsay, do you?
Just gonna pull up her written word then. Just give me 1 second, please.
Okay, no problem. Additionally, we could go to the next one if you need a little bit more time.
Yes, please go to the next person just so I don't hold
All
you
right.
up. Thank you so much.
Sounds good.
Lindsay,
Okay.
this is Erica Brockman. I'm here now. Do you want me to go?
That would be great.
Okay. Hello, my name is Erica Brockman. I was the founding executive director of Southwest Baltimore Charter School from 2005 to 2022. The SBCS board asked me to return for a brief stint as interim executive director from March to July of 2023, after both the principal and my successor, the new executive director, abruptly left. As you can imagine, all of this leadership transition coming on the heels of COVID and concurrently with my own personal struggle with cancer meant that the school's succession plan was not well implemented. I take responsibility for that. As a result, the school was at loose ends for the first half of this renewal term. The SPCS board hired a new principal and a new executive director currently in their second year. SPCS leaders and staff have dug deep, recommitted to the school's core values, and the school is on the right path. The recommendation to non-renew is a gut punch. SBCS is a good school with 20 years to draw on, 20 years of relationship and trust building, and 20 years of community engagement. Closing the school with a 20-year track record of developing strong relationships with devoted families, many of whom have sent multiple generations to SBCS, minimizes what SBCS's strong, healthy, respectful, and inclusive culture means to people. It's not nothing. It seems short-sighted to toss out a unique, long-standing special school climate right at the point when all the pieces, like academics, are falling into place. Shuttering yet another school in this part of town is unfathomable. All these schools are, or were, in walking distance to one another. The same neighborhoods have been hit over and over again. Southwest Baltimore is home to several of the most devastated Baltimore City census tracts when you look at income levels, health disparities, and addiction. Closing schools doesn't help. I keep thinking about our 7th graders who may have to find a new school to attend just for 8th grade before they head to high school. I hope you will choose to send a message of support and accountability rather than abandonment to the children, families, and teachers of SBCS. In the past, this body has voted to renew schools with low academic ratings that have recently undergone major leadership transitions. I hope you will grant SBCS the same consideration. To do otherwise would be inequitable. It seems that the recommendation to close SBCS is rooted mostly in lackluster academic data. Nobody disputes that the school has room for improvement in academics. We hope that you are aware that this renewal cycle, the district has recommended 3-year renewals for other schools with what could be considered lesser data than SBCS's. We don't quibble with any school's renewal. We just want to be treated fairly. Some other considerations that have probably already come up. SBCS has an incredible citywide PAL program for children on the spectrum. Where will you place that program? We have the only middle school in our immediate neighborhood. Where will you send kids to middle school? We have a brand new, beautiful rec center that the state put tons of money into, and the mayor just cut the ribbon for it in May. What
Thank you so
happens to
much.
that gorgeous facility?
Thank you so much for your comment. That is time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Okay, and is Zaina, was that Zaina? That was Erica, right?
Yes, Zaina is ready.
Okay, perfect. I have 3 minutes.
Dear Board of School Commissioners, I am Zaina Lane, a 7th grade student at Southwest Baltimore Charter School, SPCS. I've been going to SPCS for 6 years. SPCS has shown me how to carry myself as a young lady and how to never be scared of the real world. The teachers of SPCS actually care about the students and how they learn. The board of BCPS should not, The board of BCPS should not vote not to close SPCS for several reasons. First, SPCS should not close because the district is viewing the school based on test scores and not how the school 7% from the previous year to 81.1% and exceed the district median by 3%. Secondly, SBCS should not close because not just me, but everyone in the community will be highly affected by your decision. Furthermore, the students that go through things at home, just by them being at school, they'll be happy and they look at the school like a place to escape their homes. Lastly, SBCS should not close because this school has given me and others multiple opportunities that other schools have not. This school has pushed me out of my comfort zone. Before I came to SPCS, I was scared to be in front of a big crowd. But just by me being here, I'm able to dance in front of my entire school. Sincerely, Zana Lane.
Thank you so much. All right, our next public comment is from Eric Arnold, Southwest Baltimore student. This will be an email to be read. My name is Eric Arnold, a 7th grader at Southwest Baltimore Charter School. I have been going to SBCS since 1st grade. I've attended SBCS for 6 years. I look at SBCS as a second home. If anyone is willing to answer my question, why out of all the schools in Baltimore would you shut down SBCS? It makes me feel frustrated that adults choose to close our second home to us. If someone's there, can you please mute? I'm sure you're muted. Thank you. It makes me feel frustrated that adults choose to close our second home. I love my Southwest. I always say we live at school and visit home. If the board chooses to shut down SBCS, it will be like shutting down my home. Southwest Baltimore Charter School is a place where I see my friends, make new relationships, and most importantly, learn. Everything I know today is because of SBCS. Our voices must be heard. This is not just about school, this is about our community. I have the best teachers I could ever ask for. Southwest Baltimore Charter School is very important to me. Please don't shut it down. Sincerely, Eric Arnold. Our next public comment is from Gregory DeFranco, Creative City parent, and this will also be an email. We chose Creative City after reviewing and touring multiple schools in Baltimore. Once again, can we have everyone mute, please?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
This is
Gregory.
Can I speak?
I'm sorry, who is this Gregory?
My name is Gregory DeFranco. My family chose Creative City after reviewing and touring multiple schools in Baltimore, knowing without a doubt that it was the best school for our children. There's a magic in the hallways when we met the teachers, the support staff, administrators, parents, and especially the other students. We laughed when we saw how low Creative City ranked in test scores, because that is obviously a poor way to judge a child in school. Creative City exists in a neighborhood and a city that needs Creative City. It's a place that recognizes that not all children are the same or learn in the same way. Art does not speak to the same for everybody, but everybody needs art that speaks to them. Creative City is the place that speaks to children in a way that they need. Creative City is an art integrated school that specializes in helping its children find their voice. I learned about Maslow's hierarchy of needs just before I joined the Navy, and it's guided me in how I interact with others ever since. As a refresher, Maslow states that human needs are arranged in a hierarchy, with physiological or survival needs at the bottom, and the more creative and intellectually oriented self-actualization needs at the top. While many schools in Baltimore get the benefit of only having to focus on the top two needs of self-esteem and self-actualization, Creative City have a significant portion of students who can't get past the physiological needs of breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing, and sleep. Creative City serves 3 meals a day, which for some children is not only meals, it may be the only meals they get. Where will these children eat if you close Creative City? Safety and security. Many families have significant uncertainty in their lives, but they know that their children are safe at Creative City at all times. They know that a child who brings a gun to school will be treated appropriately, but also with support, love, and compassion. Where would these parents send their children? When love and belonging may be hard to come by, Creative City ensures that every child feels the love that they deserve in a place where they are welcome. When my children need the self-esteem to be comfortable as themselves, Creative City finds a unique path, maintains it, and guides them down it. Will my children need to find a new path at a new school? Despite all those extra obstacles, Creative City still finds a way of self-actualization for these children, where they can achieve the creativity, spontaneity, acceptance, purpose, meaning, and inner potential that they need to succeed as children navigating frightening adult scenarios, friendships, reading, Common Core math, art, and all while their teeth are falling out. I don't care what some standardized test says, it's the wrong test to be teaching to. Creative City is teaching these kids the test of life, and they are succeeding. I knew that when I saw how low they were ranked compared to the rest of the state, and I know it now. I'm in the school 2 to 3 times a week, and I see the success constantly. I see the parents, the staff, the students, and the neighbors. I see it at birthday parties where children of all genders who look nothing alike make up our friend group that I never got to experience as a child. I see it through robotics competitions where our team is outmatched by those with older teammates, but work to be their best. If you close Creative City, where will my children go? Where will their friends go? If you close Creative City, where will the magic go? Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Judkins, we need to go back to Carla Harris.
Okay.
And she's going to be speaking live while I project a PowerPoint for her.
Okay, sounds good.
Good afternoon. My name is Carla Harris, born and raised in Baltimore City. This evening, I want to share evidence that explains why the city schools' recommendation to close Edgewood and merge into Gwynns Falls and Windsor Hills must be denied. On November 12th, city schools recommended that Edgewood Elementary be closed because of declining enrollment. Second, because of small student population. I take exception. First, take a look at the big picture, the district picture, and we see a declining enrollment of about 3.5 thousand students over that 5-year report period in the whole district. When we zoom in on the 3 merger schools, declining enrollment is expected and it's evident, especially in Gwynns Falls, where they had declining enrollment even higher than Edgewood Elementary School. As far as total enrollment goes, the evidence we see is 2 schools within 1 mile of Edgewood, also with less than 200 students, and each had lower total enrollment than Edgewood. So continue. And then there is academic evidence. Edgewood ranked in the 29th percentile. Please note that Hilton, school number 21, continued a 3-year downward slide, landing in the 0 percentile the same year. More evidence comes as Edgewood scores 52.6% of its possible points, outperforming the elementary schools within the 1-mile radius. Looking at academic evidence again, Edgewood was the only elementary school in its area to meet its academic progress improvement goals 2 years in a row. Then attendance evidence shows Edgewood had the highest percentage of students not chronically absent for schools within a 1-mile radius. Could it get better? It does. The evidence shows Edgewood scored higher than the district average in MCAP 3rd grade math. I'll say that again, higher than the district average in 3rd grade math. And saving the best for last, the evidence shows Edgewood scored higher than the district average and state average in 3rd grade ELA. Let the evidence be the final word. It says, deny the recommendation to close Edgewood and instead redistribute some Hilton students to area schools, a win-win for Edgewood, Hilton, and ultimately for Baltimore City. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. Our next public comment is Deanna Vick, Edgewood parent. This is an email to be read. Good evening. My name is Deanna Vick. I'm a parent of 2 students at Edgewood Elementary School. I feel like you are all making a mistake closing the school. My first reason is that the school has a great attendance rate, and 2, their MCAP testing is higher than the 2 schools you are putting them in. It's going to affect their mental status, their attendance, because a lot of parents don't drive. Some have grandparents who walk them to school that are disabled. So when the weather is bad, kids are not going to walk a mile to school. So there goes the attendance. And their grades also, you will be taking them out of their safe zone with kids that probably bully them because they knew and had been with the kids at the school since kindergarten. 3, the staff care about the kids and their grades. Also, family, the principal is the best principal in Baltimore. She is hands-on with her students and staff. So please put the kids first. no money. Give it another year to see if they get more students. Thank you, and God bless you all. Our next public comment is from Tim Smith, Southwest Baltimore Charter School, commenting live. When you're ready, you'll have 3 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving us another opportunity to speak up on behalf of what we believe in. And to the Board of Commissioners, as we go through this process, I know that you're contributing a lot of time and energy, thought to make the decision that you think is best for our scholars. And the decision to close SPS or any school is a very big decision. And I appreciate you putting in the time to take it seriously. My name is Tim Smith, and I'm the Executive Director here at SBCS. This is my 11th year in city schools. It is my 7th year at SBCS, and it is my 2nd year in this role for the school. I've had the opportunity to talk a lot about our data and the direction of our school, and I appreciate those opportunities. I actually want to take a couple minutes here tonight to tell you a little bit about the history of our school and of the contributions of SBCS to our community and of the deep connections that exist because SBCS is here that would be uprooted if you vote to close us. We initially opened in 2005, and we moved into this building 15 years ago. And after taking over operations here in a building, by the way, that the district previously managed and decided to close themselves, we tripled enrollment, and we have invested more than $2.5 million to improve our facilities to make this a great place to learn. We have raised the bar for public education in this community, and we've become an anchor institution in our area. And in the most recent phase of our lease, we have done everything that we need to do and more to exercise the right to be here for 5 more years. That, of course, is voided by the decision to close a school that has been, as you've heard, like a second home to so many people. Closing our school now would just be such an immense disservice to our community. It would undermine a school and a community that's on upswing, and it would be another crippling disservice to students and family who are just now starting to rebound from the pandemic. And I do just want to end with this point, right? You have a big decision to make, and what I truly believe is a sacred responsibility to do what is best for our students and for our families, as we all do. And making the best decisions requires considering what the alternatives are. And no alternatives have been articulated. We know what the building was like years ago, but there's no plan in place for where our students and families will go. There's no plan for a citywide PAL program that runs through 5th grade. There's no plan for our partners program. Big decisions require careful deliberations, and careful deliberations requiring evaluating all options. And we are absolutely confident that us continuing to operate this school as we have done for the last 20 years, it is what is in the best interest of our community, of our families, and of course, our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next public comment is from Miss Kizzy Banks, LTYC, commenting live. When you're ready, you can come off mute and you'll have 3 minutes.
I want to say thanks to Creative City Schools for allowing me to come and speak on behalf of them. I think that when I look at a school, I think about unity in community, and I think that this school has created that for the students here, along with the staff and the students. And I think it would be a big disservice if they're not allowed to continue what they do best, and that's educate not only the students, but the community. I am so grateful to be a part of such a sweet space here. I am a community partner with LTYC, which brings fine arts in the after schools. And I just think that closing them down or going off of what the numbers say, I just think would do a big disservice for the community. I am truly grateful for the friendships and I have built here with the staff and with the teachers and with the principal and the students. I am honored to continue to be a part of such a wonderful space, and just think about what it would do to the community if this did not belong they belong here. And I just hope that you reconsider your choice and let it remain open. They deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next public comment is from Maggie Schultz, Creative City parent and teacher. I'm a parent of a fourth grader at CCPCS and a social worker with BCPS. Creative City has been an amazing school for my child, Memphis. The Creative City community welcomed them with warmth, understanding, love, and support. Memphis started at Creative City over the pandemic, which was an extremely challenging time and impacted them both academically and emotionally. Returning to school after the lockdown was hard for Memphis, and Creative City staff embraced and supported them as they acclimated and excelled. Memphis is extremely creative and loves to draw and create. Creative City has empowered them in their talents and encouraged them to use creative ways to learn, develop, and grow. The extracurricular activities for art and literacy have been extremely helpful for Memphis's reading, and their teachers have been incredible in boosting their confidence and supporting their growth. Creative City is a school that is trusted and relied on and has lived up to the faith that we put into it. We love Creative City and are extremely grateful to Miss Mathena and the entire staff for cultivating, maintaining, and growing such a supportive and remarkable community. And next public comment is from Anthony Barnes, Creative City parent, commenting live. When you're ready, you can unmute. You'll have 3 minutes.
All right. All right. I was down at the school, but it got cold. I had to walk my daughter up to the house. I had my mom here with me. And just to speak on Creative City, I am someone who has a unique experience where I met people like Miss Amy Hamondaro at the campaigning to get the funding raised just to get the school started. And now being someone who had a niece who, where my mom met Miss Amandero, then she knocked her here on the door. Yes. And where my niece was able to complete the grades of going through K through fifth grade. And now I have a daughter who is in the first grade. And for me, being able to walk down the street, I'm right living down the street from the school. But I also have another daughter who's up the street, and it's a totally different navigation just getting to school every day. And also being someone who works for Divine Counseling, a community partner of Creative City. So I've been able to work in with the community school coordinator and just see how much work that they're trying to do to not only get parents like me involved, to get partners out off and picking up. And I can say that anytime that I spend time at the school and just kind of take my time, there's always something going on. There's always something to talk about. And it's always positive. If my daughter has an issue, which she always has an issue, the nurse always calls me, which I love. And I've been able to build a relationship with the nurse. And just knowing that if there's something wrong, or if they're even not even the biggest thing wrong, I'll get contacted, and that's been critical. I've been able to get food, not just canned goods, but I'm talking about actual chicken to be able to feed my daughter. And just being able to be a part of Creative City means everything to me, and I want my mom to be able to.
And I wanna say hi, hello. Creative City has been the best thing that Park Heights have ever seen in its whole entire life. I have 5 generations that's been to this school, and they are doing absolutely wonderful. That's from grandchildren down into nieces and nephews and cousins. And this school, I've been involved in this school ever since it opened the doors from beginning to end. They need to stay where they are. It's the best thing for children, people, and the community. Creative City is exactly what they say. They makes the city better. They makes the kids better. They makes the parents be able to go to work and do their job without worrying about their children from the time they got to work until the time they left. It has been a wonderful school. Please do not take this school from these kids because they're educated. They're learning how to read. They learn how to write.
Thank you
They're
so
learning how to
much. Thank you so much
communicate.
for your
And they're
comment. We appreciate it. Thank you. All
Thank you.
right. Thank you. All right. Our next public comment is from Kieran Dowdy, Creative City, commenting live when you're ready.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Kieran Dowdy. I'm a parent of two children, one in fourth grade and one in kindergarten. Creative City is the only elementary school that they have attended. I'm also a member of Creative City's board of directors, having joined this year, and I strongly encourage you to renew Creative City's charter. I deeply believe in this school. I believe in its arts integrated curriculum, its place in the Park Heights community, and its capacity to transform the lives not only of its students, but the parents, community, teachers, and staff that surround it. During the term of the last contract, Creative City met all of the conditions associated with its prior renewal. And while we recognize that challenges do remain, the board, in consultation with our principal and executive director, Ms. Messina, has already set out our own conditions for its improvement. Many of those already predated O&I's recommendation. I know Ms. Messina has provided proposed conditions to the board as part of her presentation last week, and I'm confident that the board and the entire school will rise to not only meet but exceed any conditions that are placed on our renewal. As a new member of the board, I can also say that the board is already stronger than it was during the school effectiveness review observation, and that these changes were in place well before the recommendation report. Ms. Harmondero highlighted many of those changes earlier in her testimony tonight. Finally, I would just point out that Creative City's mission states that we strive to create self-directed, critical thinkers. That's what my wife and I saw when we walked through the doors to our Creative City in February 2020. Kind, thoughtful, and engaged students. 5 years and one pandemic later, I'm sure you'll see the same thing when you visit. You'll even see the same thing behind me as students of their own accord have banded together to draw, speak, create, and join in the mission to keep this school open and vibrant. Our school remains committed to its mission of community and connection with our environment, our neighborhood, and our world. It cares, questions, collaborates, and creates. It is developing not just smart kids, but good citizens who can not only read, write, add, and subtract, but think and engage critically with each other and the world around them. I strongly urge you to renew Creative City Charter for 3 years with the appropriate conditions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Our next public comment is from Celicia Rosen-Smith, Creative City, commenting live when you're ready. One more time, I think it's Celicia Rosen-Smith. Are you here?
I'm here.
Here we go. Okay. Mhm.
Good evening. My name is Celicia Roussan Smith, and my son Quest is a kindergartner here at Creative City. Before choosing Creative City, my husband and I toured 8 schools, and we attended multiple meetings to each school just to find the right fit. As a parent of a child on the autism spectrum, we needed a school that could nurture Quest's unique learning abilities, ensure his safety, and meet his specific needs. Many schools told us that they couldn't accommodate him because he didn't fit neatly into existing categories. His verbal abilities excluded him from needing a one-on-one aid, but class sizes and rigid structures of the other 7 schools left us worried that he would be overlooked. When we visited Creative City, everything changed for us. At our first open house, Ms. Mathena's words gave me immediate confidence that this was the right place. Reviews from other parents confirm this, from Google reviews to other internet sources to in person. And during the second visit, I felt even more certain. Despite the 30-minute drive each morning to pick him up and to drop him off, I knew Creative City was worth it. Since Quest started, I've been blown away by the care and attention that he receives daily, how his emotional and social intelligence blossoms with each day. His teachers connect with me daily about everything from his progress, whether big, whether small, meaningful, or funny moments. They meet him where he is. They encourage him to grow at his own space, all while nurturing his interests, his love of art, and his strength. The entire school community, the teachers, the staff, and even other parents truly care about him as a whole person and not just a student. As a parent of a child with a disability, I've encountered many places that didn't have the capacity, didn't have the willingness or the compassion to support him. Creative City is different. They embrace challenges and they prioritize every child's well-being, their academic growth, and their character development. Closing Creative City would be a heartbreaking loss for families like mine who have found not just a school, but a true community. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you so much. All right, next public comment is Chuck Callahan, Southwest Baltimore Charter School, commenting live when you're ready.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, thanks for the privilege of being able to speak to you tonight. I emailed a longer version of what I'm going to say to you earlier this month. I'd be honored to be able to send it to you again if you didn't see it. And Ms. Anderson has my email address. I'm a pediatrician. I'm a professor of pediatrics, a resident of Southwest Baltimore, and a member of the Sowebo Community Church. And I'm speaking tonight in support of the Southwest Baltimore Charter School, but actually for all of the schools that really have been talked about here tonight. Bad things happen to children. For decades, we've known that adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, predict poor mental and physical health outcomes in childhood, in adulthood, including substance abuse, depression, suicide, and smoking. In Baltimore, 40% of adults report 3 or more ACEs in their childhood. But the data shows that positive things mitigate those bad things. Specific factors can increase the likelihood of improved health in individuals despite the burden of ACEs. Positive childhood experiences, PCEs, can include a sense of school belonging, support from friends and adults who take an interest in a student, as well as, and I quote, peer support and a healthy school climate. The Southwest Baltimore Charter School provides all of these. As a pediatrician and a healthcare executive with more than 40 years of experience, I believe schools are critical and perhaps the only entity or institution in our neighborhoods that can both prevent, mitigate, and address adverse childhood experiences. If the board closes the school, it'll be one more ACE, unfortunately, for students in a deck that is already stacked against them. I hope the board will take this into consideration as they're making the decision. I'd be happy to respond to any questions by email. And again, Ms. Anderson has my address. Thanks for the privilege of being able to speak to you tonight.
Thank you very much. Next public comment is from Jessica Mitchell, Southwest Baltimore Charter School parent, crew, leader, teacher, commenting live when you're ready.
Good evening, members of the school board. I sit before you today with a heavy heart, not just as a student, parent, or community member, but as someone whose life was deeply changed by SBCS. Growing up, I hated school. It felt like a place where I didn't belong, where I couldn't thrive. But SBCS showed me what education should truly look and feel like. It became a second home, a safe haven, and a community where every student mattered. Now, the thought of SBCS closing feels like an injustice, not just to me, but to every student and family that calls this place home. Schools shouldn't be reduced to data points on a spreadsheet. Numbers can't capture the heart of a school, its culture, or the impact it has on the lives of those it serves. And yet, here we are, with decisions being made by people who may not fully understand or even support this mission of SBCS. I have to ask, where were you when we celebrated the ribbon cutting at the recreation center? Where were you when we remodeled our courtyards to create spaces where students could learn, connect, and grow? Where were you when we faced the unthinkable, the tragic loss of beloved staff and students? In all of those moments, you were absent, and yet, today, you're here to discuss how to support us as we face the possible loss of something far more significant, our school, our home, our future. I don't believe it's a coincidence that you've showed up today, but I must ask, why now? Why in this moment are we fighting to prove that SBCS is worthy of staying open? Because if you were present, truly present, in the life of this school, you would already know its value. SBCS is not just a building. It's a lifeline for families who might otherwise fall through the cracks. It's a place where students discover their potential, where staff goes above and beyond, and where community is more than just a word, it's a reality. So I urge you to reconsider decisions before us. Visit our classrooms, talk to our students, walk through our hallways and see the smiles, the learning, the connections that happen here every day. And then ask yourselves, is this a school worth saving? The answer is clear to me as it is to anyone who has truly experienced what SBCS has to offer. Don't take away what has become a beacon of hope for so many in this community. Let's find a way to preserve SBCS, not for the data, but for the lives it changes every single day. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public comment is from Crystal Bailey. Crystal Bailey, Creative City Board of Directors. This will be an email that is read. My name is Crystal Bailey. I'm the Secretary of Creative Cities Board of Directors and one of the founding parents of the School Village Association, SVA, our dedicated parent-teacher organization. When Creative City first opened its doors in 2013, my oldest son, Calvin, was among the first students to walk through them. Since then, the school has become an integral part of our lives. In 2017, my husband and I made the significant decision to buy our home in this area, specifically so our children could attend this exceptional school. This year, my youngest son, Ryan, has started kindergarten at Creative City, and much like his big brother, he has already begun to thrive. I'm here today to plead with you to keep Creative City Public Charter School open. This school is more than just a place of learning. It is a cornerstone of the Park Heights community. The impact of Creative City extends far beyond the classroom, enriching the lives of students and their families, and fostering a sense of community and belonging. Our current board of directors is incredibly strong and dedicated. Over the summer, we attended a board retreat where we reassessed and realigned our goals for the school. We then began the 2024-25 school year with a renewed sense of purpose and a commitment to making positive changes because we believe in the potential of this school and in our ability to make it even better. The staff, parents, and students are all united by a shared vision for success and community engagement. Closing the school would be a significant loss not only for my family, but the entire Park Heights community. Creative City has been a beacon of hope and progress, and we have unwavering faith in its ability to continue making a positive impact. I ask you to consider the lives that have been touched and transformed by the school, and to recognize the importance of keeping Creative City Public Charter School open. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Crystal Bailey. Our next public comment will be from Michelle Coleman, Creative City alumni, and this will also be an email. Hello, my name is Michelle Coleman. I'm a Creative City alumni and a ninth grader at the Baltimore Polytechnic Institute. Going to Creative City opened up a lot of opportunities for me and taught me things I didn't get at the elementary schools I attended before. Creative City doesn't just focus on academics. They also want students to feel safe and heard. They are a second family to a lot of students. I remember being excited to go to school, and so were my classmates. I was also able to explore my different interests at Creative City. They have many clubs and after-school activities. It's almost impossible not to find a club that you might be interested in. Creative City also gives back to the community. They do food drives for the neighborhood and help with cleaning up the community. They are a safe space for the kids that go there and even kids that don't. You can tell that the staff really cares about the students and their well-being. No other school felt this way. This school is one of a kind. It should stay open for the sake of the kids, above everything else. Next public comment is from Nina Johnson, SWBCS principal, commenting live when you're ready.
Okay, I'm hoping everybody can hear me. So you guys have heard from many members of our school community tonight about the hard parts of SBCS and all the things that make us a second home for so many people, as you've heard reiterated over and over again tonight. And as the proud principal, I just want to talk a little bit and go ahead and address the elephant in the room, which is our data. right? So we know that, you know, at SBCS, we pride ourselves on creating a well-rounded student. We put our students out and they're ready to navigate the world when they leave here. And a big part of that is receiving high quality instruction. So our instructional leadership team is conducting monthly learning walks. We use the data from those learning walks to do our school-wide goal setting. We use data from MCAP, we use data from the BOY iReady, to establish our school-wide goals. Students are looking at and analyzing their own data. They're setting goals for themselves and sharing it with their parents. We have teachers going out all over the country to professional development opportunities with our partners at EL Learning. We sent our math team out to Las Vegas over the summer to learn some things and kind of build their toolkit and come back ready to bring that back with our scholars, to teach it to our scholars, right? And so the thing is that we're on the upswing. Our data is looking good, guys. In school year 2023-24, at the beginning of the year, only 13% of our scholars were performing on or above grade level, as measured by iReady. By the end of the year, that number had increased by 25%. We also saw growth in math with only 3% of our students performing on grade level at the beginning of the year, and that jumped to 12% by the end of the year. What I'm saying to you is that we're moving in the right direction, and given the time to do so, we'll continue to improve academically so that this place is not just a place where people come to love the staff, to love the students, to love the families, but it's also a place where they're coming to learn and excel. We're sending kids out of SBCS and they're going to City, they're going to Poly, and we are helping them through that process because we are family here. A better word I can use, we are crew. Can I get a shout out to the SBCS community for showing up tonight to represent us, Baltimore City School Board? This is not the place to close, y'all. Just being perfectly honest with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, our last public comment is from Julie Dowdy, Creative City parent. I do have an email to be read. Just waiting a moment. I've had a few folks tend to come live. Okay, so I'll go ahead and read this. My name is Julie Dowdy, and both my children are students at Creative City. I'm here today to strongly urge you to renew Creative City's charter. My child in 4th grade excels at ELA and math, but she also loves science and art. She learned about growing food at the community farm and constantly practices her rhythms for percussion ensemble. Her most recent interest in writing stories, often in collaboration with her classmates and friends, or even her little brother. After waiting for years to join his older sister, he's thriving in kindergarten, always sounding out letters and words. He is growing by leaps and bounds, not just academically, but socially. He loves attending school, he loves his classmates, and he loves this community. While I respect and understand the data leading to ONI's recommendation, my family's lived experience at Creative City meant this recommendation was a complete shock. We've stayed at Creative City because it is a school that treats children as whole human beings, then recognizes the importance of community, and that educates with those in mind. Creative City sets students up for a lifelong love of learning and the ability to express their unique selves. So I encourage you, look at this school and the children it nurtures as a vital part of its community and renew its charter. And I just got a message that we do have 2 more comments. Let me just reload this. All right. Our next public comment is William Brockman, Southwest Baltimore resident. And this will be a video.
Brockman, and I wanted to share with you my perspective as a parent of SBCS school children and as a resident of the neighborhood that SBCS serves. I'm the parent of a 24-year-old and a 22-year-old now, but they went through kindergarten through 8th grade at SBCS, and I feel strongly that the education they received there prepared them to succeed in high school and then on in college. But more than that, SBCS prepared them well for life, for living and loving and taking part as a positive force for change in this world. I credit the diverse and inclusive environment of SBCS, as well as the curricular focus on encouraging curiosity. And I know SBCS has had a similar impact on 1,000 other children and their families, which brings me to my perspective as a resident of this neighborhood. My wife was one of the founders, and when the school was founded, we wanted a school for our children, but more than that, we wanted an option for the school children of this neighborhood, like the one that SBCS offers now. Right. The first few years, the school occupied space in James McHenry, which is about 6 blocks behind me here. Then the school was offered space at what had been Diggs Johnson Middle School. And as a condition of the lease, SBCS turned the neglected physical structure of the old Diggs Johnson building, and they transformed it. Over the years, SBCS raised more than $2 million and put that money into capital improvements. They built a beautiful new library, then new administrative offices, a new auditorium, and a gym, as well as a dance studio. SPCS also worked with the community to rebuild the abandoned rec center next door to the school, which opened just last year. This part of Baltimore needs that kind of institutional commitment to the community. Now, just a block in front of me stands a demonstration of the opposite impact in this community. It's Stuart Hill Academic Academy, which the district closed 2 years ago. And shortly after that, the neighborhood awoke to the sound of school furniture being tossed in a dumpster and left on the sidewalk. Shortly after that, we learned that the copper had been stripped from the building and flood damage had occurred. That's not the kind of abandonment and neglect that this area needs. Instead, we need the kind of impact that SBCS has had.
Thank you. And we have one more public comment. This is from Brad Rogers, Southwest Baltimore Gateway Partnership, commenting live. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Brad Rogers. I'm the Executive Director of the South Baltimore Gateway Partnership, an economic development authority funded by $8 million per year in casino revenues. And before you make the decision about Southwest Baltimore Charter School, it's important that you understand the immense investment of public funds that have been committed to supporting the school and its students. In recent years, my organization and our partners have invested millions of dollars to enhance the school and built a pipeline of upcoming public amenities to support its students. This includes the $3.5 million Carroll Park Recreation Center that we cut the ribbon on with the mayor just 90 days ago, taking a vacant, abandoned building and turning it into a beautiful and inviting center that primarily serves BCPS students. We are in the works with the Ripken Foundation and BCRP to build a $1.5 million Ripken field, a multi-purpose field right next to the rec center that will directly serve the school, which currently has no multi-purpose athletic facility. We just invested $150,000 to design a new courtyard between the rec center and the school to create a play space out of what's now just a side parking lot. We invested $100,000 to improve the gymnasium and $75,000 to create pedestrian lighting underneath the scary underpass of the railroad so that students would have a safe and inviting path to school. The Parks Department is about to invest $50,000 to upgrade the playground right there at the school that serves the school students. And we even gave $5,000 to improve the AV equipment in the auditorium. Closing the school would not just force us to redirect this pipeline of future funding away from the community, it would waste the millions of dollars that have already been spent. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was our last public comment. We want to thank everyone for coming out this evening and sharing your thoughts and your concerns. Angela or Lindsay, anything else to offer?
Yep, just one more thing. I'm going to bring up a presentation real quick. And so I'm going to thank everyone. We have a second COMAR hearing on January 9th. Members of the public can also send written feedback to the board by using portfolio recommendations at bcps.k12.md.us. Please make sure you identify yourself just like you did for public comment tonight. Any written testimony needs to be submitted to the board by Friday, January 9th, by 5 p.m. It can also be mailed through regular mail, but be mindful it needs to be received by the board on Friday, January 9th. And I just want to thank everybody for their participation and their important feedback tonight.
Angela, can we say something? Just thank you to the students and families who took the time to testify. I know this is a tough time of day with family and dinner and everything, but thank you for your care and dedication. The board really appreciates it.
I'm just turning it back
Thank you so
to,
much.
oh, there you go.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just going to say thank you to everyone, and we will see everyone on January 9th. And have a great evening.
Good night. All right, thanks everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Thanks, students.